I kind of like his approach, just doing it. With the worst things are going to say stop doing that. It's like, oh, okay, I just figured, since we're working together, you wouldn't mind.
Was that wrong? Should I not have done that? I tell you, I gotta plead ignorance on this thing.
'80s films. That's right. I gotta get this channel back on track, making the '80s and '90s great again. Put more focus on that. What better way to start that again than with this Canon Films classic, Revenge of the Ninja? Speaking of Canon Films, I kind of think they might be making a comeback.
How'd you know?
Don't you think I hear things? A lot of canaries flying around the docks.
Wouldn't that be awesome? We'll see what happens. But anyway, my guest today is none other than the Canon Films alumnus, stunt coordinator, martial arts master Stephen Lambert. He played Silverbass Ninja in Revenge of the Ninja, has great insight, did all the stunt coordinating for the film. Check out his book, by the way, From the Streets of Brooklyn to the Halls of Hollywood. I'll link it in the description below. You can pick it up from Amazon.com. It's a great read. He's got over 100 amazing stories in there. Oh, also, while you're at it, you might as well pick up Revenge of the Ninja on Blu-ray. I'll link it below. If you click the Amazon affiliate link, you help support a samurai. It doesn't cost you any more, but these videos take a long time to put together, so I appreciate any kind of support you can give. By the way, speaking of support, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification. And with all that said, this video was inspired by an article I read on bulletproofaction.com, and it was 10 things you didn't know about Revenge of the Ninja. And I noticed Stephen Lambert had commented on that article because they got a few things wrong. So I wanted to get more insight. This is part 1 of 2. We're going to go over the first 5 in this video, the next 5 in a future video. But not only are we going to see if these 10 things that article listed are factual or not, we're going to go a lot more in depth, a lot more behind the scenes. So I hope you enjoy this video. And with all that said, let's find out more about this classic Canon film. But this top 10 things you didn't know about Revenge of the Ninja, I'm pretty sure this first one's real and factual. So number 1, Revenge of the Ninja was actually the first action movie directed by Sam Firstenberg, but certainly not his last. So that one's actually true, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, because I think even Sam Firstenberg on the special edition of Revenge of the Ninja does a little intro and talks about that himself. So that one seems legit.
Hi, my name is Sam Firstenberg. I must admit, Revenge of the Ninja was the first action movie I have directed.
I agree.
Okay, number 2, Revenge of the Ninja was also the first starring role in a movie produced in the United States for martial arts master Sho Kosugi. And then the guy in the article said, I was actually surprised to learn that Kosugi's voice was dubbed in this movie, unlike in Enter the Ninja.
The length of the blade is precise. Only by passing through the gate of the eyes can it reach the brain and kill.
So was that not Sho Kosugi's voice in Revenge of the Ninja? Did they dub that?
Yes.
They did dub that.
Everything for some reason, and Sho was very annoyed at that.
Because Sho Kosugi speaks English, right?
Yes, but in Revenge of the Ninja, first of all, there are specific things you need to say, and you have to say them clearly.
Well, if you want to work out, you forgot your pants.
In any movie, American movie.
Sure.
And from what I understand, this is hearsay, that they weren't happy with his voice. They wanted him to have the character more clarity in his speech, maybe more American. But he was very annoyed. Always very annoyed.
That's interesting because Revenge of the Ninja, so just to let the audience know if they're not aware, Enter the Ninja with Sho Kosugi, Revenge of the Ninja, and then Ninja 3, even though Sho Kosugi's in all of them, he plays a different character. So even though they're ninja movies, they're not like sequels, even though Ninja 3 is called Ninja 3 Domination. It has nothing to do with the other two.
I don't know where the word 3 came in. Originally, when I got the script, it was called Ninja the Domination.
Yeah.
That's all. I don't know where. All of a sudden, people started saying, I think it came from the audience, and it was just picked up all over the place.
Well, I think
I can't tell you where it comes from, and if you knew where it came from originally, because the script originally said Ninja the Domination, and then you know, in the movie now it says Ninja the Domination New or Ninja 3 or
Yeah,
the
I think even in the
Domination
end credits
3.
it says that. So I'm almost wondering if, because the other two were popular. I don't really think Enter the Ninja was good. Revenge of the Ninja I like though. But I think because it was popular, they just figured, you know what, for marketing, well, again, like you said, you don't know when it originated, maybe well after the fact. But maybe like when people look back on those movies and finally remember them, it's easier for the marketing to be, oh, here's a Ninja 3. They just like assume, you know, it's related to the other two that they probably liked, even though this third one, Sho Kosugi's not really like the main star. Well, I guess in the Enter the Ninja, he wasn't really either. It was that other guy, the white ninja, and he played the black ninja, right? In Enter the Ninja.
And I never assumed it was one. I mean, after Revenge of the Ninja, when I found out, and I was surprised that Sho Kosugi wasn't a star for the Domination, even before when I thought he was going to be the star of the next picture after Revenge of the Ninja, because that was a surprise to me when I found out, you know, that it was a female ninja, not Sho Kosugi.
Yeah.
But my thoughts were, after I did Revenge of the Ninja, my thoughts were, yeah, you know, first of all, you know, because there was months in between there. Revenge and the Dominate, and you know, the next ninja picture, which was the Domination, I thought it was going to be Sho Kosugi starring.
Yeah, no, it would make sense because the other one was such a hit. It made a lot of money. Why not keep Sho Kosugi as the main dude?
And come to find out, so was Sam Firstenberg, and so was Sho. You know, we all thought when we left, immediately after we left Revenge of the Ninja, we all split up, went our own ways, saw each other once in a while, worked in other places, but we all thought that Sho Kosugi was going to be in the next ninja picture. And then all of a sudden, I get a call months later. I get a call from Sam Firstenberg, come to Canon and pick up the next ninja picture. And I didn't even ask him. I just assumed. And I went
Yeah, no,
there.
it's a safe assumption. It's interesting, though. So I guess at that time, you know, aerobics were really popular and possession movies were really popular. So I guess Canon, for whatever reason, thought, let's just combine all three in one shot. We'll give you ninjas, aerobics, and possession, which is a really weird movie. It's a really weird movie. Stephen Lambert and I will be going pretty in-depth on Ninja 3 The Domination in future videos. All right, going back down this list. So, oh, this one's probably true. Number 3, another first for Revenge of the Ninja. It was actually the first film to be distributed by MGM after Canon and MGM announced their partnership. So you talk about that in the book, right? That Revenge of the Ninja, basically, I guess, Menahem struck a deal with MGM, but then I guess he started doing a lot more than just using them for distribution, where he started using their studios, their props, everything. So he's really taking advantage of that, which is pretty comical if you think about it.
You're right. It's very comical, and it takes a lot of nerve. But you know, people like Menahem, you have to understand him. It was just his way. In Israel, that type of method, it's done every day. You know, just go here, get it done. Just go there, get it done. As long as there's a connection. In America, the methods are quite different. So, you know, in his mind, as long as he had that connection to MGM, he felt that, you know, it was okay to do other things, you know, without telling him.
That's fine.
And they let it go by. The reason why, I mean, normally you would think somebody like MGM would never let that go by. But the reason why he got away with it for so long is because nobody ever tried it. Who in their right mind would ever try that stuff, you know? And that's the way how he got away with it so long. It's just so cool, so funny. And in my mind, he wasn't doing it on purpose. Like, you know, I could save money this way. It was just a procedure. I'm connected to MGM now.
Sure.
I'm there. So I could use whatever I want to use.
Yeah, because I mean, in a roundabout way, it helps MGM too if they're distributing these films, and he has access to give them better production values and resources. It just, he's kind of like helping them indirectly, even though he's kind of using them and taking advantage.
No,
So
big
it's kind of
business
still
don't
goes
see it
full
that way.
circle.
Big business don't see it that way. Big business, you borrow something of mine, I want the money.
Yeah.
That's the way MGM saw it. You started taking things that, they didn't okay, from warehouses and places and using facilities that they didn't okay. And, he was found out.
I kind of like his approach though, because you got to figure he has the connection with them, and you got to figure what's the worst thing that's going to happen. They're going to say no, stop doing that. That's the worst thing. It's like they already got a working relationship, so instead of asking, which they obviously would probably just say no, I kind of like his approach, just doing it. With the worst things, they're going to say stop doing that. It's like, oh, okay, I just figured, since we're working together, you wouldn't mind.
Was that wrong? Should I not have done that? I tell you, I gotta plead ignorance on this thing.
Steven Spielberg did the same thing, more or less. Yeah, he snuck into Universal. In those days, and I can attest to it because I did the same thing. In those days, there were little gimmicks, little ways that you can just walk in to a studio and nobody knows who you are. And that's what, and use things. And that's what Spielberg did. He'd walk in and use production offices, free phones, free copy machines, free this, free that. Yeah,
Sure.
Free
That's
facilities. Funny. And that's what until Spielberg got found out and they kicked him out.
It worked till it doesn't, right? All right, that's a fun one. Number 4. Oh, okay, I read about this. We'll see if this is true. So the opening sequence, which was actually filmed after principal photography had concluded and added in to give the movie more of a backstory, featured several of Sho Kosugi's martial arts students portraying the ninjas that attacked the family of Sho Kosugi. So, okay, so the beginning of the movie, so they finished the film, but they needed more backstory. So did you guys shoot the beginning of the movie where his family gets murdered and he kills all those ninjas? Was that
Domination now?
No, Revenge of the Ninja.
In what?
So the beginning of the movie starts where his family's in Japan, they get murdered, he comes back home, and then he kills all those ninjas. So was that not in the movie initially? Did you guys shoot that last, after the movie technically looked like it was finished? Principal photography?
Are you talking about that beautiful home?
Yeah, in Japan, in the bamboo woods.
That was shot in California. We shot that. That was Shirley Temple's house.
Oh, really? But that was shot after the fact, right? Like that part's true as far as like the movie was done, and then you shot that to add backstory to the film.
No, that was planned. That was all.
Oh, it
planned.
was. So that's wrong then.
It's wrong. I obviously didn't catch that.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's wrong. No, we shot that. That was scripted. The stuff that went on there wasn't, I put that together, all the ninjas all over the place sneaking up and being killed. Sho Kosugi and I put that together. But the premise of it, you got to think about it. That's how the movie starts.
Yeah, because I read that basically Menahem wasn't too happy because it didn't really make sense, so they needed to add a backstory to make the story make more sense, and then they shot that after the fact, but apparently that's not true.
When I came into it, that was scripted. That was
interesting.
Yeah. Maybe before, something I know before, but I would think something like that, I would have known about it. I would have.
Yeah, I would think you would, definitely. But
I thought that was a beautiful opening.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But is the other part of that true, though? Were a lot of those ninjas Sho Kosugi's students?
No, they were all martial art people that Sho and I got from different martial arts schools.
But not Sho's students, though.
I think when Sho says students, I think he means students from other schools that he asked, like if I knew of you and I needed some students, I would call you and ask if I can use your students.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
think that's where it all came from.
Huh.
Um,
Okay.
sometimes you don't have to detail something. Sometimes you really mean something. It could have meant that. He could have just said students because thinking, I didn't get him, or casting didn't get him. He called up. He told casting, and he told me, I can get students because there was so many we needed at
Hmm.
times. Sometimes there was 15, 20 guys there, extras. You call them extras
Yeah. But that was
there.
Shirley Temple's house, though, where you guys filmed that.
It's fantastic, and I'm the only one that met her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know why? It's because,
Huh.
as a stunt coordinator, fight coordinator, you have to come there and you have to come with the sequence.
Oh, that's true.
In other
Yeah,
words,
you'd have to set it up by looking at what you can
set it
do,
up. Where's
where.
this kind of guy? Where does Sho Kosugi first find out? Where something's going on. Where does he run? With Arthur Roberts. Who gets killed first? Does the grandmother get killed? Does
Hmm.
the one of the kids get killed? Where do they get killed? Then you have to start setting up. Fighting with Sho Kosugi. So you have to map everything out,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So I go there by myself. So I can, nobody talking in my ear. The first thing I do before I invite people there, I have to come up with situations. And then after the first time, I bring Sam Firstenberg, I bring Sho Kosugi, I bring the producer and say, okay, this is what I have. Tell me what you have in mind, Sho Kosugi. If you don't like what I have in mind, if you have something good in mind, and he gives me his ideas, and if it's good, we put it in. That's how you work.
Okay. Yeah,
And then,
sure.
after that, like third day, you start bringing the DP in that third day because you, the director, and the stunt coordinator or the fight coordinator map everything else out the first 2 days. Then you bring in your cinematographer, camera people. This is what we're doing here. I want cameras here. I want cameras there. But whenever there was something good for one of the students that I had set up, a certain kill, I would step in
Mm.
and do it because my job is to make Sho Kosugi look as strong as possible. I mean, that opening sequence, you'll laugh. I'm probably in it 50, 60 times. Getting killed. I mean, every time you cut, I'm one of the people,
Yeah, yeah, okay.
involved in the sequence because I know he can do the sword work. It's not doing stunts. I know he can do the sword work, but the guys we were able to bring in, um, they didn't understand how to perform in front of camera. They were martial artists from schools, but they didn't understand the movie way. So a
Mm.
lot of times I couldn't get the best performance from them. So I could point out 50 spots where I could say, that's me, that's me, that's me, because I had to take them out and I had to replace myself because it was a strong point where I wanted Sho Kosugi to look as best as possible.
Sure.
Strong, vibrant, killing machine, cool, at the same time. And the guy who was fighting wasn't giving me that. So I had to step in. That's why I was telling you I didn't have the ability to bring in people that
Yeah.
look good when they perform.
Okay, interesting. That's really interesting about that opening sequence. All right, let's see.
So you
What?
could say yes or no on that sequence.
Yeah, that could go either. Yeah, sure. So the next one, let me just put my cat down.
Hi, Kitty.
This was Kane Kosugi's first film appearance. He even gets the he even gets the introducing credit at the beginning, but his younger brother Shane Kosugi was also in the movie. He plays Cho's son in the opening sequence, who ends up with a shuriken in his eye. So I guess Sho Kosugi's both his kids were in that film. One of his sons got killed at the beginning, and then the son that plays his son in the film, who does all those martial arts and stuff, that's like his real son.
Shane is the baby. Kane is his older son.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I
Kane,
think they work in the films today, even don't they? Because I looked them up on IMDb, so they're still
yeah.
carrying on in their dad's footsteps.
Kane is doing well. You know, we speak every now and then, once in a blue moon.
Does your son know Kane? Because you
No.
know, you did think they'd almost be in the same age, and they're both in the movie industry, or
No, Kane's a lot older than my son.
okay. Oh, I guess you would have had kids well after that movie came out. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I'd love them to work together someday. Maybe someday they will.
Make him in the ninja movie.
Who knows? You know,
Yeah,
who knows what could happen? But
yeah, you never know.
they're both very handy kids. You know, they come from a family very handy. Sho, when it came to teaching and being strict,
I told you not to fight.
that they got a lot of. You know,
Okay.
there was a big difference, which in a way I thought it was real beautiful. In a way I felt kind of bad. The minute showed up, he all of a sudden, it was just that traditional side. You know, he would go into the shell. It was almost like I don't mean this in any disrespect, but it was almost like afraid, nervous. Where
Interesting.
if I was on the set, I mean, there's a scene on Revenge of the Ninja, and I'll never forget. I'm the Silver Masked Ninja, and I'm chasing him on the rooftop,
Yeah, okay, I
and he
remember that.
gets away. I mean, when we were rehearsing that, he was laughing his ass off. He thought it was so funny because I said, just pretend, improv. You go try not to let me catch you. I'll make it look real, like I can't catch you. And when we were first practicing it, the imp before we rolled cameras, he would be laughing, and we would fall down on the floor and laugh. Sho Kosugi would, and that was Kane's key to stop fooling around.
Yeah,
Which we loved it. I mean, you could see a kid.
sure. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. As always, thanks so much for hanging on to the end, and I hope you look forward to the next half of this video series where we go over the other 5 facts, see if they're real or not, and give you some really cool further insight into this classic canon film.